It's good. It's good. It was pretty light. It was not like the newspaper interviews where they're always in your face and they want you to say the things which they want to print.
Okay.
It was nothing like that. It was pretty light, and it was just like an interaction. Like, and I didn't prepare a lot. Like, I had to be conscious. The camera is going to be on me. Never. I was just having a light-hearted chat because that's the whole point. Just chat with champions, not interview. It's not interrogation of champions. So yeah.
The thing is, 99% of the audience who's gonna watch this not going to completely relate with you, because what I got to know about you is you scored 99.66 in the first attempt. The second is 100. Like everybody sitting at 85, 90, 91, 82, 78, they're watching this. How will they relate with you? Something you need to give. That makes them, feel ki it's okay. It's like ki you are not a superhuman kind of person. You're also just a normal person who has like prepared,
Yeah.
strategize your
So
everything.
they'll relate more with the rest of the part. Like the things I do apart from studies. I think they'll relate with that. Like, doing mainly, like, as you know, I watch a lot of cricket, so that's one of the main things. Like, is no, because that's the thing. When you study well for that specific time, and apart from that, just be yourself. You do all those things everyone does.
This is
You
very
waste time on social media.
this is the very common
You do
misunderstanding
all that.
of like people who is preparing for some examination. Like toppers are like always into studies. Okay, there are like 24-hour studies, and then like कि एक दिन भी अगर miss हो गया तो bro, it's done. This attempt is gone. I have to prepare for other attempt. That kind of belief is there. So do you want to break that stereotype or not?
Yeah,
It's not true,
yeah,
right?
definitely. I personally believe that when you're dedicating a specific amount of time for studies, then you study well in that time, so that rest of the time you don't have to worry at all.
Okay. So whenever you're studying, you should be like key full like concentration is in a study only. Like
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And also I got to know that you haven't started preparing from like a long period of time. It's just the last month, I believe, or some couple of weeks before the examination, you started
Uh,
preparing. Gave the examination and it's 100%. How how
yeah.
how will digest that, man? Just tell me how will digest that. Just think about
So that's
people who starting at 80 percentile. He's like working for he's like preparing, giving mock, sectional, complete mock for 3-4 months, and then they are reaching 82, 82, 85. You think you're prepared for a couple of weeks, you're giving the examination, is scoring 100%. With very out of respect, I'm asking, dude. Actually, it's out of respect. How is this possible, man?
I didn't expect a perfect score. I was like, see, I prepared last year. I got a good score last year, so maybe my first focus was actually clearing the sectionals because, as you know, I couldn't clear one of the sections last time.
Okay.
That was my main focus this year. So I didn't feel that I have to study a lot. I felt a little bit studies would be good enough. So I did just that much now. Turned out to be well. So I'm just happy about it. But yeah, that was not my aim. Like I never thought that I will get 100 percentile. My aim was just clear the sectionals, get into the IIM because 99.6 was also not a bad score last time.
Okay. But
So I was never worried about the overall percentile. In
which
fact, even
section? Yeah.
after I gave the exam, when people were asking me that how was your attempt, and the first question was obviously, did you clear all? Do you think you'll clear all the three sections? I said yes. Maybe my overall percentile will not be as good as it was last time over, but I will clear the section because I felt the paper was a bit easy, so I thought it would be easy for everyone.
Okay.
But no, turned out it. So yeah.
So which section it was? It was VARC, right?
VRC, yes, VRC. I got 66 in VRC.
You scored 66% last time.
Yeah,
Okay, and what is the percentile in this attempt?
99.33.
That's how you clear the sectional score. Okay, got it, man. That's that's the level up. I thought you must be like somewhere close to 77, 78, I believe, and then you scored this 66 to 99.33. Okay. So you shouldn't be saying like I have cleared the sectional score. You should be like I topped the section. Okay, somewhere it is close to that. Okay. So first thing, how's your preparation going for the interviews? You must be targeting. I am just
Yeah,
assuming you're targeting for ABC. Is it
Yes,
that?
yes, yes, definitely.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. I've started preparing, for the interviews, the writing ability test. So for that, you need to know all the current affairs and all that kind of things.
Okay.
So I'm just studying a little bit about that.
Is this
So
interview?
that is how.
Is it possible, because this is, I am not sure if it's a stereotype or something really working or not, or like in the case, if for example, if somebody is preparing for some ABC interview, if I go through and watch all the past interviews, will it actually help? Does it help, or is it just the, you have to go through the new concept or new modified version, something like
See, I feel the whole point of interview is being yourself. So you cannot look at someone else and then, at least for the PI part, the interview part, I don't think watching past interviews or anything else. But definitely, if the writing ability or group discussions, for that sometimes it helps if you go through the past examples. What kind of topics are generally asked. Or yeah, so I guess in that it will help. But interview, I feel the whole point of interview is the people want to know you, the panel wants to know you. So I don't think in that aspect it would help.
Okay. So it completely depends on the flow of the interview, right? Which you can like
Yeah,
prepare for the 60-70% of the interview, like completely depends on the day. Ki what
yeah,
panel is asking you, how your answer is leading to the other question. So that's the game, right? Okay, okay. So
yeah, yeah,
there must be some strategy out there also, right? Ki means what is the answer you're giving and what all questions could be prepared through that answer, and I'll prepare for that questions also. So it could be like a proper thing, in that way you must be.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. So let's,
yeah.
quickly, I had this question in my mind, dude. I just wanted to ask. I'm not sure if this is the right question to ask. You can like completely deny it. I don't want to answer it. Like, for example, if you clear the interview
Yes.
for all A, B, and C. Okay, Ahmedabad,
Okay.
Calcutta, all three is clear. What will be your choice of joining us? What's your preference? If you
Yeah. So if this interview is going to go live before my actual selections, then I would choose not to answer this question,
it's okay, man. That's what
because if
I'm completely
if
not sure that
if
it's going to be uploaded before or
if
after. So it's up.
if one of the panel watches this interview beforehand, and they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, so I heard your answer,
Uh,
so we have made a decision." So yeah, I cannot I cannot take that risk at
we
this
can't
point.
take this, man. It's about your life. We can't do this, man. It's okay, man.
Yeah.
Okay, let's twist in this way, that what is the stream you're asking for? Is it marketing? It's finance, or what's you planning to, study?
Okay, so I'm majorly interested in both marketing and finance. So finance, because I come from a maths background. Since my childhood, I've given a lot of competitive exams based on maths. So I feel that is something I can use in finance, and marketing, because I kind of create a lot of content. Like, you must have heard about my book. You must have heard about my website.
We'll discuss.
So I think yeah, yeah. So the more I learn about marketing, I feel I can use it somewhere, and I feel I have a knack for it. So these two are the main streams I'm eyeing for. But again, you always have one entire year to make that decision, because in the first year all the subjects are common,
Exactly.
and based on that you can take a decision what you want to study in the second year. So I still have a lot of time to decide that. Yes, but roughly finance and marketing both.
Okay. 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 So it's okay. Let's start from very scratch. Okay. So what was that? What was that game of you? For example, if you were studying in some engineering college, okay, and then you were in third or fourth year, or you have decided key I have to go for MBA. I'll be giving CAT. What's your plan? Was it from the very
Yeah.
first time you have joined engineering college, or is it somewhere in between you got to know that you want to do or something? What's the game here?
Okay, so my elder brother is actually from IIM Kolkata. So obviously, I saw how his career is going, what he's learning, what kind of subjects are there in the course. So I was like, yeah, this is something interesting, something I might be interested in doing. But obviously, I was in computer engineering, so my first focus was getting done with computer engineering and see if I like anything in that, and I can, after pursuing BTech, I can go for MTech and all. But yeah, by the time I reached third year of engineering, I felt that MBA is something in which I can, use my skills better than MTech, because like,
Something basically you.
yeah, like I felt that yeah, I should go for MBA by the end of third year. So after that, obviously there was a lockdown, so I got some time to prepare for CAT.
Mm.
And yeah, like even once the lockdown started, a lot of time is saved. Like people ask me, it did lockdown have a negative impact or positive impact? I always say it's a positive impact because it gives you a lot of time to study because the amount of coding, let's say, which I learned in the 2 years of my engineering, I learned more of it in the lockdown actually because I had extra time.
You utilize
So
the
that is
lockdown
when I
positive way.
yeah because
Great, man.
yeah because that's where I learned a lot of web technology. I just had a basic idea when I was in college,
Okay.
but in the vacation I learned a lot about web technology as well as because I had in the back of my mind I knew that I have to prepare for CAT at some point, so I just went to past year papers and all that thing just. And even last year the exam was in November and my proper preparations for CAT started in September. Before that I was just going through what all the contents are. I was seriously prepared for it. Yes, in September I started the preparation. I solved some more papers. I went through, and that's when I realized that yes, VRC is something where I might struggle because the other two sections were pretty easy for me always. I never faced any issue with it. So for VRC, I used to practice some extra the reading comprehension part because the options are always confusing.
Okay.
And so
And
all that
it's
kind of things
difficulty.
I used to do. Yeah, but yeah, so then I started giving mock tests in the last 1 month
Mm.
of November 1, and I gave roughly 25 mocks within a month. Daily one mock,
Last month
two
CAT
hours.
before CAT exam.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
talking
This is
about
I'm
the
talking about 2020, the first attempt,
first attempt. Okay, fine.
first attempt. And yeah, so I gave 25 mocks in the last 1 month, and yeah, so my score started improving because the reason why I feel mock tests are more important is because you get to know the paper pattern, you get to know the content, and I don't think you need to learn the concepts anywhere because concepts are something you have been doing since your childhood. Now, even if you give an aptitude test for placement or something,
Okay.
even in that there are similar type of questions. So I don't think that is something the concepts are not alien for us. That is something we have been doing since our childhood. So it's important to know the paper pattern and manage your time, how to get done with the entire paper in that limited time.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why I gave a lot of mocks in 2020, and yeah, that's about it. And towards the end of mocks, I always felt that we are see I'm struggling, but I kind of
You
ignored it because yeah, because there were some good people also. At times I used to score very good in VRC. At times I used to score bad. So it was very unpredictable. So I just hope that when the actual exams come, I will hopefully that good. I will have that good day. And I
actually
will score good in VRC.
okay.
But no, as it turned out, it was a bad day. I couldn't score a lot
Yeah, yeah.
during my first attempt. Whereas in second attempt, it turned out to be the good day.
How it actually, because since you were saying that you didn't prepare much in the second attempt, also it was just a couple of months, a couple of weeks, which had been.
Yeah,
What is that thing? What is that
yeah,
thing which is like ki,
yeah.
so much change in the scores?
Yeah. So what happened is now my last attempt or last mock during 2020.
Okay.
Till then I was struggling in VRC, and when I started the mock test again in 2021, also I followed the same strategy, only mocks, no other preparation. And
Okay.
this time I had only 2 weeks to prepare because I was busy in a project till 14th November. And so I started on 15th, and I had 2 weeks, so I took just 12 mocks. And in the very first mock, when I started solving, I felt something different. I'm able to crack this. Like I'm not getting confused between the options. So I'll explain. RC stands for reading comprehension, so
Yeah.
you must have an idea of it. So basically, there are passages, and you have to answer based on passage. So what happens is the four options are so they create them in such a way that two options will always trouble you. They always seem similar, and you're like, what's the difference? You just cannot spot the difference. Yeah, this is also right, this is also right. So you end up marking one of them and end up getting it wrong. So that is an issue I faced for the entire last year. And then this year, when I started solving the mocks, I could distinguish between the two options. So maybe over the course of year, my grammar increased in general. That is what I feel. That is a theory now. I don't exactly know what it because I did not prepare anything else. So I was just trying to figure out what happened differently. So I feel as I started writing a book, it helped me a lot because when you write a book, like uh, I wrote the book pretty quickly, but I spent a lot of time editing the book. And the whole point of editing the book is that you check every sentence and you try to analyze whether this sentence can mean something else apart from what I'm trying to intend. And if that is the issue, then you change that sentence. So this
Yeah.
activity which I was doing for about 2 to 3 weeks during the book editing part, I feel that is what helped me distinguish between two options. And it came handy in when I started solving the RCs. That I could distinguish between the two options and choose the correct answer. And that is why I feel this year I performed better in RCs than the last year.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great, man. So
Yeah.
basically, my video is correct, right? No issues with my videos, right?
Sorry, come again.
I'm saying my video is correct, na? Any issue? Is it like
Your video is
stuck, na? Somewhere?
paused since a long. Yeah, it's paused since a long time.
Just
But
give
your audio is clear, so
just give me some time. Just give me 1 minute. Let me fix it.
yeah, sure,
Is it
sure.
good?
Yeah. Now it's working properly.
Okay. Chalo. I don't know where when it got stuck. Okay. Let's hope it's not just a huge. Is it like just from 1 minute only, na?
Yeah. Like while I was
Okay.
going on with my answer.
I'll manage that. I'll manage that. No issues. So what? Okay, so it's a
Okay.
great thing to know. Okay, so just wanted to understand how was the difference in the question paper in the last year, this year? I believe time has been reduced, right? Time has been reduced.
No, no. My first attempt was also of 2 hours long.
Yes.
At 2020. In 2019, it used to be a 3 hour paper.
Okay.
So yeah, so 2020 was the first time it became a 2 hour paper.
Mm-hmm.
And as I told you, during the lockdown, I just went through past year papers. So that time it used to be 3 hour papers. So I prepared accordingly that I will have enough time. And when they announced that it will be a 2 hour paper, I was like, okay, now I need a different strategy. So the mocks became even more important. Like if you ask me frankly, last year if they hadn't changed the pattern, I wouldn't have gone out of the way and given a mock test. Because there are a lot of 3 hour papers available. I would have just solved that rather. But this 2 hour concept was new, so I decided no, it's better to
Did
apply
it
for some
help you?
mocks.
Did it help you, or it was like difficult for you? Means what was your
2 hour versus 3 hour.
yeah? What was like?
I feel see it's very difficult to judge, but 3 hour paper gives you a little extra time. I feel like in DILR
Hmm,
now you have to solve, let's say, 5 to 6 sets in 40 minutes,
okay.
and otherwise it used to be 8 sets in 60 minutes. Like in fact, we can see this for every section that 3 hour paper used to give you a little extra time, but obviously it's a
It's
little
a
extra
weird
tedious
exam.
also.
It's a competition based exam. It's difficult, then it's difficult for all. So then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it doesn't. Okay,
But
I got it. But
so
it's like
I,
I was thinking. I don't you think in that way that 2 hours of concentration is more possible than
yeah, exactly. For someone like I cannot concentrate on something for a lot of time. Like
okay.
even now you were changing your camera. You had some issue with your camera, so I had a 1 minute, so I just checked my WhatsApp. So like it's very difficult for me to concentrate on anything. So
Dude, okay, okay. Got it, man. Great
so
example. Okay,
so obviously in that aspect, definitely a 2 hour exam helped me. Like concentrating for 3 hours is very difficult.
okay. That's means it worked for you. We can say that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And also we have heard about that. It's all the time in different year, different IIMs set the papers. So this time it's I
Yes.
think it's set by IIM Ahmedabad, right?
Yeah, this time Ahmedabad. Last time it was Indore, I guess.
What's the difference? What's the different pattern? If Ahmedabad is creating, is it like English stuff
Hmm.
or like Calcutta is creating maths stuff? What is the like pattern?
Yeah. So again, now ever since the 2 hour papers have started, the sample size is too small to make any such draw any such conclusion. Like because they themselves are confused with the pattern so far, how to distribute the questions evenly. Like last time it was 26 in VRC, 26 in quants, and 24 in DRR. This time it was 24 in VRC, 20 in DRR, 22 in quant. So like there's no specific pattern. It's like JE advanced. So
Yeah.
in JE advanced, they just change the pattern. Like now
Ah,
I don't know what is the current system. I'm talking about 2017. So like JE mains used to be fixed, 360 marks question, and JE advanced used to vary. So currently they are in the JE advanced mode where they don't have a specific pattern. They keep changing it.
Okay. Okay. So like it also depends, na, ki when they inform
Yeah.
that who is setting the paper, like they inform it long back.
No. I never
I,
knew this. I only got to know it after I gave my exam. That this time it was set by Ahmedabad. Last time it was set by Indore.
because I think a lot of people have this kind of strategy that if Ahmedabad is like setting the paper, they are working on some certain kind of section more. Like they'll make it more difficult. So it's great. Still 100%. You're genius, dude. Hence proved.
I don't have any idea about this. I just heard these things. Like I don't even know who set the paper before 2020 because I never knew about this.
Yeah, you
But
are
yeah,
doing
some
the preparation for like all the section equally. You're giving like all the weightage. Like I won't be like key stick
see,
to one section. I'll give all
frankly, my preparation was always VRC, nothing else. Like
QA and LRDI.
other
You
sections
were
I
very sure that
used to solve. Sorry, come again.
QA and LRDI, you were very sure that you are good at it. 99%
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
for sure. We need to work on
yeah, yeah.
VRC. Okay.
Yeah, like even now when I used to give 2 hour mocks, I used to analyze VARC first, not the other two sections, because that is something I don't think that required a lot of analysis. Because first of all, most of my answers used to be correct in most of the mocks, so I used to only see the wrong answer. But for VARC, I used to go through the entire paper again just to make sure, because it can happen that I got something right just like that, like I must have guessed it and it got right. So it's better to check every question once again, like what I did right, what I did wrong, both of it.
Since you just
So
told that for BS you were just like going through the entire paper after giving the
yeah,
mark, and for like other you were
yeah,
seeing the wrong. So I just want to understand what is the strategy of analysis of your mocks. This is the main
okay,
game because this is the game, right?
yeah,
How you're analyzing
I
these mocks.
yeah. So as I told, I used to give 2 hours of mock followed by 1 hour of analysis because people take analysis very lightly. I feel that is the most important part.
Agreed, agreed. Yeah.
So firstly, what I used to do is I used to go through DIR and fonts within 5 minutes. I just used to check what I did right, what I did wrong. If I did anything wrong, I used to just recollect whether because I had just given the paper, so I should recollect that did I know I was going to get this wrong when I gave the paper,
Okay.
or is it some kind of silly mistake? I was confident about it and still got it wrong. So that was the basic analysis. I didn't read much into it,
Okay.
and then I used to move on to VRC. I used to go through every reading comprehension again. I used to see my answer. I used to see the correct answer, and you know, I personally believe that even though that answer key is set by someone, someone says that this is the right answer. You should not blindly follow it in VRC because VRC is highly subjective.
Correct.
It is a lot. It is very opinion based, I feel. So
Hmm.
if a particular institute is saying that this is the definite right answer, you
Hmm.
still have to question yourself: do you think the answer is right, or
Okay.
what they must have thought that they feel this answer is right? So you should think that way. So you should just question yourself, kind of thing. So just go through
In
the
a situation like
and
this, a trouble, a lot of people who is preparing for VRC face that they feel like more than one answer is correct. So that's
yeah,
where the
yeah,
struggle
yeah,
is. That doesn't happen in QA or LRD. Means that happen very
yeah,
rarely, very rare. But in
yeah, yeah.
VRC, it's like a very throughout the paper they feel like this is also correct, this is also
Hmm.
correct, there are two answers
Yeah.
correct.
So that is why even after they give you one specific answer, you should try to prove them wrong. You should say, no, the answer is wrong, and I will try to find out why it is wrong.
Okay.
So ultimately, the answer is always right. But if you do this activity, it just helps you distinguish between every option even more. And I think the key of VARC is distinguishing between the options, nothing else.
Okay.
Because that is something I have faced the issue most. I have faced the most issue in it. So I feel that is the key. Distinguish between the options, and that is why analyzing every option, every reading comprehension again. I guess that was enough for me because once I used to give the mock, I used to analyze it, and I didn't used to do anything for the rest of the day. I used to just rest. Like that's it. If you analyze the mock perfectly, you don't need to do anything else.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So basically, what I collect from your strategy is key. It's just not
Hmm.
that you're checking what answer you're giving right or wrong. It's also that one
Hmm.
year behind that. in the back of your mind, were you confident that this is going to be right or this is going to be wrong? Because at the time of the examination, you have to judge. Even if you like calculated, are you damn sure this is correct answer, or like still you have like 10%, 5% thought ki no, this might be wrong. Okay, so that is also your
Also,
level of analysis.
what happens is in the mock test or any kind of test, towards the end, last 5 minutes, you have to do this thing. You take a look at the question, and if you're 50-50, you should go for it. Like if you're 50% confident, just go for it, because there is a scare of negative marking always. So it's about thinking, if I am marking something, I should be at least 50% confident about it before marking, before guessing, guesswork, or as they say, tukka, or before doing any sort of thing, you should at least be 50% confident that this is right. So generally when I used to analyze the paper, I used to firstly go to these questions which I had just guessed because of the lack of time, to just make sure whether so like, was I right, was I wrong in guessing it.
Okay.
So that becomes
That is one layer above the level of analysis what majority of the people do. Like
analyzing is very important.
Yeah, standard level of analysis is when you give the mock test, they'll see, okay, this is the wrong answer, and then they'll start what is how to solve it, and then they try to solve it in that way. So you skipped that part. You thought even if I'm giving the wrong answer, what was that like trouble in my mind at that particular point of view, that like I was like, how much percentage I was unsure to give that answer. Was that if it's the case,
I would categorize
this is right, and then it's going wrong, then you need to
so I would categorize my answers in 3 parts. First category is I am definitely sure it is right, and it turned out to be right. Then this question doesn't need any kind of analysis. If you're confident it is right, very nice. If you were not sure if it is right or wrong, then you should analyze it irrespective of whether you got it right or wrong, because you weren't sure. So it's like you didn't spend enough time on it in the exam, so you should spend some more time on it in the analysis. The third category is obviously the answers which are wrong. Then it doesn't matter if you were sure about it or you weren't sure about it, you should analyze it. So there is only one category which you don't need to analyze. That is when you were confident is right and it turned out to be right. Everything else you should go through again.
Okay, got it, man.
In most of the mocks, there is this, even in the final exam, there is this mark for review option. So I feel that option comes handy over here. Like, the whole point of mark for reviews option is that you just, even if you have attempted the question, just mark it for review, so that during the analysis you will remember that yes, this answer I was not sure about, so I should go about this once more.
Okay. For example, if you're like 50% unsure, some more percentage, like you feel like this might be right, but you're very not sure that particular like, should I mark it or not? So you leave it on the like end of the if you get some amount of time, go back and just go to the. So how do you take the decision? Means if you completed all this particular section and then you want to go back and check that, how should I go? Like one thing could be which I can think of is for example, if you haven't attempted much question and you are like in fear like not much question I've attempted, then you might mark the review question also to gain the majority as much possible. Or what could be the other reasons? What do you think?
Like what are you asking exactly?
For example, you have marked particular question as like selected as in the review section, and then you went to that particular question. How will you like take the decision now? Will I like go for it or should I leave it?
Probability. It's about probability. How confident you are about it. It's like that. You must have heard the term percentage shot in cricket. Like you go for a shot, you are in a position. It's a very, in that time they have very it's a very split second decision. Here you have a lot of time to decide that, but it's like percentage shot. You should decide whether is it worth going for a boundary? Will it cost me my wicket? Like that kind of thing. If you feel that there is a higher chance of getting it for a boundary, then go for it. If you think there is a higher chance of getting a wicket, leave it. And then you should not regret it. Oh, why did I not go for that shot? Or why did I go for that shot? Just to avoid that kind of regret, there is this percentage shot thing. So I apply that over here. It is important to know the probability. If you think there is 60 or 70% probability of getting it right, then go for it. Then don't think that even if it gets wrong, it's worth worth a shot, because plus 3 minus 1. So plus 3 is significantly bigger than minus 1. So go for it.
So I think cricket does not help you in the VARC. It help you like
Yeah.
a lot of other things.
Cricket, cricket has helped me everywhere in life.
Cricket is life, man, and Mumbai Indians is
Yeah.
complete. I feel
Yeah.
I feel like I have to approach Mumbai Indians, man, for this brand this particular podcast. You have to sponsor it, man. Okay.
Yeah. Mumbai Indians is definitely
Why? Is
good
it
squad. But
is it because of
apart
Rohit
from
Sharma?
that, I feel Test cricket is the real thing. Right?
Okay.
Test cricket, I never watched Test cricket as cricket. I watch it as life lesson. There's so much to learn from it. It teaches you patience. It
Okay.
teaches you so many things. Very small things. Even you take any concept. You take how people delay the declaration. Whether to take the new ball or don't take the new ball. All these small things help you a lot in decision making when you apply that to real life. Like in my book, I mentioned a lot about this, how Test cricket helps in life decisions. Well, I feel that is a very important part of your life, and in
So
our generation, there are
you have
a
created
very
an
few people.
analogy of like cricket strategies
Yes,
to the real life problems.
yes. Like that is not a main premise of the book, but yes, that comes up often in the book.
That means it's there. It's there in the book. Some.
Yeah,
Okay. So I just want to understand that why Mumbai Indians, man. I was asking this question why.
why Mumbai Indians?
Yeah.
Why Mumbai Indians?
Okay. Sorry
Uh,
if I hurt your feelings, man, just by asking this
no,
question.
no, 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 no. Like
Rohit Sharma. Rohit
this
Sharma.
is something. No, not Rohit Sharma. Because firstly, I'm from Mumbai. That is like the most basic reason.
Sentiments.
Second thing is Sachin. Sachin has been
He's
in my
not
life.
even there, man. He's not even there.
No, because but when it started, like you choose your supporting team in the first year itself, right? Back then, Rohit Sharma was in Deccan Chargers, so obviously, Sachin was the main reason.
From the first
And
IPL, from the first.
I'm following IPL since the ball when that McCullum hit 158, and even though Mumbai lost like first 4 matches of the first season, I was still supporting Mumbai. Like I didn't give up, and then we went on to win the next 6 matches in a row. So yeah, I've been a Mumbai fan since season 1, and they also had a blue color jersey. Back then it was light blue, dark blue, blue both, and it was very. So I don't know,
Loyal
everything
fan.
about.
You're a loyal fan.
Yeah, yeah, everything about the club just felt right. So even right now, when I told you,
Okay,
in
so
lockdown, I
since
learned.
it's completely
Yeah,
out of the track question, but since you have pointed out this particular fact that everything about the club is right for Mumbai Indians, how do
yeah,
you feel when Sachin's son was taken in Mumbai Indians in the auction? What was your take on that?
yeah.
Is it that
So
the right choice?
yeah, so I clearly remember because I was watching the auction,
Lot
and
of
it was.
controversies, lot of controversies coming over here.
Yeah, yeah, it was like 8:30 p.m. or 9 p.m. and it was legit the last draw of the auction. Like there's a hurried auction thing when you have to nominate a player, and it was the last player of the whole auction. Mumbai had one slot left, so like anyway, Arjun Tendulkar spends most of his time in the Mumbai Indians nets as a net bowler. So I feel this was just a way to reward him, that if you have been our net bowler for 3 to 4 years, it just makes sense that we offer you a contract. And he was never going to play a game, that was pretty fixed. So yeah, I don't think it was a wrong decision, or I won't even say it was some game changing decision. It was just a plain decision because it was anyway the last name in the auction, so it didn't matter much, I feel. But it definitely rewards all the net bowlers, because there are so many net bowlers in the Mumbai Indians nets, that if you keep performing consistently in the nets, you will end up with a contract. Because now Arjun Tendulkar doesn't need those 20 lakh rupees. Okay, he's a rich kid, but there are a lot of net bowlers for
Agree.
whom those 20 lakh rupees would actually make a difference. And if they have this thing in their mind that if you keep performing consistently, you will end up in Mumbai Indian squad someday. I feel that was the whole purpose of the decision, to make the net bowlers
It's
feel
really
better about
debatable.
themselves.
I'm not sure. I want other people to write in the comment section what they feel about your views. Okay, so let's get back to the cat. Okay, so the thing is,
Yeah.
I have this like I just want to experience the moment. Okay, it might not
Okay.
be the great for you, but for me or for
Hmm.
other viewers who are watching this, how was that moment particularly when you saw your result and it's 100 percentile? How was your like
Yeah.
what was that
So
moment?
So ever since I saw the answer key, it was released in December first week.
Okay.
So when I saw the answer key, I felt that okay, I scored a little extra than what I had thought, and then I compared with the other people, and there were a lot of percentile predictors, as you know.
Hmm.
So there were a lot of people who were saying 99.99. Some people even said I might end up getting 100. I didn't get carried away by that because obviously we know how these
You were
percentage predictors can
satisfied. You
feel.
were satisfied with the
Yeah,
score.
I was satisfied that okay, so I'm getting something nice. Let's not think about the perfect 100. If it happens, excellent. So
What
when I
was the
checked the
moment, that
result,
particular second, that particular moment when you say it's a different thing. 99.99 and 100. It's a
yeah,
good
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
You have
So
to agree. You have to agree.
yeah, so when I checked the score, I straight away checked the overall percentile section. I did not check any other score,
Hmm.
and I saw 100. And I was like, okay, that's finally it's here. It's something I had thought about. I won't say I never thought about getting 100. Towards the like in the build up of the result, I always thought that if it's 100, it would be great. And when I saw directly that score, I was like, okay,
What
it's
was the
here, it's
party?
here.
How was the party? How was the after party? How was that? How did you celebrate it? Did you
Uh,
celebrate or you were just like, okay, it's good, 400, good, now prepare for like interviews? Was that
no,
some event
I
with
am
you?
I am not that ultra level nerd that oh it's done. Oh now
Obviously,
I should
I got
start
it from your
preparing
cricket
and
knowledge. I got it. You are not a nerd from your cricket.
so obviously first I told my family and they were like okay very nice. They were obviously overjoyed but like not overjoyed. Like okay very nice good job. Keep it up and all that kind of thing. And they were like okay we'll do something, we'll celebrate this, but first inform everyone, inform your family, inform your friends. And then we all I told everyone, they all were happy. Then I met some of my friends the other day, and then there were a lot of calls, like the interview calls and all that kind of lot of
Congratulations,
DMs.
Paul, from
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
education as well.
Then even yeah, in the end, yes, the principal of our college sent a mail to everyone. So all of them congratulated me. Some of my faculty members congratulated me. So next couple of days, I was just busy in all of this. So we never had a proper celebration, but the whole 2 3 days were like celebration of some sort. Like yeah, so I don't remember in specific celebration, but throughout the house, everyone was happy. My family was happy, and even they were proud of me. They were telling their all the relatives, they were telling their friends. So like yeah, throughout there was this kind of buzz
गाँव में
around
ढिंढोरा
me.
पिटवा दो. गाँव में
Yeah,
ढिंढोरा.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It always feels
Good about
good
the principal,
when
man. That's a great thing, man. Because what I recall from my principal is you have to call your parents. Okay, that is the only thing I can recall from what principal is saying something to me. It's definitely it's a huge achievement for you. That is
yeah, no, a large period of my college life has also went in the same way. Call your parents, which I never did.
okay. Obviously,
And yeah, no, but about my parents, I feel watching them that happy makes you happy. That they're proud of you, and that is why you ultimately do all of this. They've always supported me in everything.
okay.
Because other kids, their parents tell them, don't do all this, don't waste your time, focus on your career, do this, do that. My parents have always believed in me that whatever they will do, they'll do it right. And so it's my responsibility that I pay back their faith.
That's the
And
best thing, man. If you like, if parents support
yeah,
everything, all the difficulty in path just gets cleared off.
yeah,
It becomes very
yeah,
yeah.
and yeah, like if someone is trusting you so much, if someone is supporting you so much, it becomes your responsibility to make them happy. It's not an option; it is something you have to do.
Great.
And yeah, it just yeah, I feel the best part about this whole result is the happiness which they got, because it did not make me as happy as it made them. So I feel yeah, that was the highlight for me.
ये मोमेंट है भाई मोमेंट है ये मोमेंट है स्टे फॉर द लाइफ
Yeah, yeah.
जल्दी जल्दी भूलने नहीं वाला है ये चीज
Yeah, yeah.
ये सब
They're still happy. They still tell me, sometimes in between that, yeah, you have made us proud. and keep it up. And we are supporting you. Keep doing like this, and they're just happy. And every time they say it, I feel good about it.
Okay, great, great, man. Great to know that. Okay, so basically, what I also want to know is what all other examinations you have given from CAT? Other apart from CAT, is it ZAT, IFT?
Apart from CAT,
Yeah.
yeah. So last year I was still doing my engineering, so I thought that let's not, spend a lot of time giving exams. So I just registered for CAT. CAT was the only exam I gave, and then after, on the next day, the registrations for ZAT were open, and I was not very confident about my CAT score. So I registered for ZAT last year. No other exam last year. Then this September, CET was there. I met CET,
Okay.
MBA CET.
Okay.
So I was like, because I was not doing anything back then. So I was like, let's give this exam also. So yeah, last year ZAT, this year CET, and two times CAT. I guess that's all.
But what
These
is
are
the
the
score
only
in
exams
that?
I.
How did you perform in that?
In ZAT, I got 99.36, and in CET, I got 99.85.
So ZAT, you must have got the opportunity last year only, right? You didn't opt for that?
No, in ZAT also, there was some sectional issue, I remember,
Same.
in that
Same.
decision.
We
Yeah,
are.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, not years. This time it was in decision making, because what happens in decision making is I make, I'm they expect the decisions to be, people pleasing decisions. That it's a very weird section. I think they want the decisions to be so.
Politics.
So you must know. Yeah, more than politically correct, it's like it should make everyone happy.
It should be like the happy.
Yeah, like that is definitely not something that happens in real life. And I always believe that if you're giving a paper titled decision making,
Hmm.
then you should think of something that would actually work in real life. So I never got those questions right. I always used to think that what I would actually do if I have to take that decision, and not something that would make them happy. So that's why that section I didn't score well in.
This is quite strange
But
because since you are saying that you are marking those answer, which is like the honest answer, means they are giving it in that in option, but that is not right.
yeah, yeah. So that's the thing. Like, I mean, what happens is like I have been a part of my drama team in college, so that is where I have done a lot of decision making myself.
Okay.
And the way I have applied my management over there by taking certain decisions, that is not what they expect. They expect some very ideal case scenario, and I'm like, no, that is not what happens in the real world. So I
Hmm.
won't mark that answer.
Okay.
And again, I was not giving that, very seriously. As I was just giving it. If I had to give it seriously, then I would have went through, I would have marked what they want. But no, I was like, no, this time I will mark what I want.
Okay. Irrespective
It
of
didn't work.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't work. And then I realized, okay, so next time if I ever get tempted, I am not going to mark what I want. I will mark what they want. Just keep them happy. That is something I did during my boards as well. The maths papers, they used to expect that, even if the question is simple, you have to write all the steps and, write 2-page answer for everything.
Hmm.
I'm like, no, why do I need to do all this when I know the answer already? I will just do it in 2, 3 my lines and get done with it. And then my teachers didn't give me marks. So I was like, okay, selling it was
This
just.
with this your answer, a lot of people who is like completely dependent on step marks now are gonna dislike this video. Like they're waiting. I am damn sure and correct. You have to give me on the basis of steps, and you're saying the way that I don't give like anything to.
No, so like, you have to draw the inferences, and then that dot 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 dot, and in the bracket you have to write what theorem you use or something like that.
That is
I
bullshit.
never
That is bullshit.
I never used to do that. I used to just like, isn't that understood? They know they used to expect you have to cancel the zeros also in numerator. Like, who does all that? Just get done, get the answer, solve the next paper, go home early. Like that was my philosophy, and it didn't work in 10th. So I
Okay.
had to change a lot.
What was your score
I
in
had to
10?
write all that.
Because as we know that 10, 12 score, even college score, everything matters in like
Yeah.
what is the score? Percentile.
No,
Percentage.
my tenth score was 91,
Okay.
which is not great. I was like
Yeah.
20th or 25th in my school, so I'm sure it's not great. Everyone scores a lot in boards, I think.
Okay.
And if 91 was bad, I went even worse in 12th. I scored 76. So yeah, it was again, as I told you, this
Yeah.
step marking and subjective writing. All this is not what I do. I just like to get done with the papers early. Just do whatever is relevant. So I never scored a lot in subjective exams. But yeah, it's fine. In
In,
graduation, I scored 6.95.
hmm.
Uh,
Your
I don't
college is
know whether it's good
6.95.
or bad. Yeah, what?
Your college score is 6.95.
Yeah, grad school, yes, computer engineering.
Basically,
So six.
like it's a means low score only. It's definitely it's a low score. But
Yeah, 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 yeah.
what was that means? Actually, you didn't like bother about the examination, or you are
No, it's not like
into the
I didn't.
study. Okay, I just want to grab the concept. I'm not into like this edit.
Yeah, so my studies have always been concept oriented.
You
I
don't
don't
enjoy that
know.
lengthy answer and lengthy thing. You just want to
Yeah,
get to the point.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay, fair
that
enough.
sort of thing.
I can relate with that. Definitely, I can relate with that. So basically, your score in 10 is 91, then you fall down to 76, then 6.9.
Mhm.
It's a difficult. Is it going to affect in any of your selection process in IIM? Do you think in any?
Maybe not because
You
they
scored
just send out
100%.
calls.
Nobody cares.
No, sometimes.
Okay, okay.
They do. There is some system. I don't know the exact weightage, but they calculate all of that together and then give the final calls out. So there are some institutes who are very strict about this,
Okay.
about the grad score and all. So if they want, then they might not send me a call, and then it's totally understood because obviously everyone has their own criteria.
Sure, sure.
Like 100 was definitely 100 percentile is not the end of the world. Like
Mm,
I
true.
cannot keep cashing in on it every time that I scored well in one exam. I have achieved everything. No, I have not achieved anything. It's just a part of the whole process. It doesn't give me any kind of privilege or something that if you have done this, then everything else doesn't matter. Everyone has his own process. If there is someone who values this more than the other aspects, then good. But like, yeah, I cannot say that getting 100% I'll gives me a free pass to anything. Like, it should not be an excuse to stop working hard on the next process. Like I told you that I'm not some nerd who will just start preparing for interviews immediately after the results. But that doesn't mean that just because I got a good result means I will just rest for the next 2 and 3 weeks and then just give the interviews like that. No. So you have to find the part between the two extremes. You cannot rest a lot, but you need not stress yourself out a lot either. Just choose the pathway in the middle, keep working. So that's what I'm doing. So I've started preparing for the interviews and all that now. Again, the preparation strategy is the same. I'm not going to spend my entire day doing that. Couple of hours a day, just take some time off. Now, like yesterday, the India South Africa series got over.
Oh,
So
okay.
now I have 4 days with me. Then on 19th, I'm going to be busy again because I have to watch the ODI. So yeah, I have 4 days to study now. I'll study in these 4 days so that
You're
I can
planning
watch
on the
the
basis of
ODI.
cricket matches. Okay, so you can't
Yeah,
compromise.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's literally the first line of my book. That to all the people who plan their year based on ICC schedule, I'm one of them. So yeah, I have to make plans accordingly. So I'm going to be busy next week.
Let's come to that Ajinkya Bharat. Man. Tell me something about book, man. How this thought came and what is that? Is it out that India like series with Australia and that
Mhm.
used to you or what is the game?
Yeah. So what happened is again my cat results were out last January and the series was going on parallelly.
Hmm.
So once I realized that okay, I'm not getting any calls, I'm because of that sectional score. So I have some time left with me, and the last semester of engineering is also pretty relaxed. It's not very taxing. It's not
Yeah.
something you have to spend a lot of time on.
Oh,
So I was like, okay, I have some time on my hands, and this was such a. I feel the story of this series, the India Australia series, according to me, is the best test series ever. It has got all the ingredients for a perfect series. And I just felt that if ever, because I have been writing about cricket since I was a child, it's not something I'm doing for the first time. but it was not on such a big scale. Some articles or some notes for myself or some analysis of match and all the small kind of things. You look in the newspaper and you feel, even I can do that. As a child, you always feel that. So I should do like those things. But this was the first time I decided, okay, no, this is something I'm going to do on a large scale. And if ever I have to get serious and if I ever have to write a book about something, then this series is the best opportunity. I don't think anything as good as this is going to come up. So I decided, okay, I didn't aim for a book directly. I was like, let's see how it goes. Let me start writing because I am not that sure that I can write. Because if it is a book, it should at least be 100-page book, right? You cannot just write a little about every match and then say that okay, it's done. It has to be at least a 100-page book.
What's the number of pages?
Yeah, I'll get to that. Yeah. So I started writing and I finished the first draft within a month. No, not even a month. Like that was not the only thing I did. Every day I should write a couple of hours. And in a month I finished it and it was roughly 80 pages. So I was like, okay, 80 pages is not bad, but this is not good enough to be called a book. Okay. So I started rewriting it and my next draft was 150 page. Then I was like, okay, now I need to edit it because 150 I felt is a little extra. Like I don't know, I felt, am I writing too much?
It's not that.
Yeah, so I started editing the book. I decided, okay, I will just cut short a little bit because obviously attention span issues. People don't read 150 pages book anymore. So I thought I will reduce it. So when I finally finished the edited draft, it turned out to be 250-page book. Because every time I felt that I need to add something, I need to reduce something, I ended up adding something. So now currently it is a 250-page book. And
250-page book currently.
Yeah. So the final draft is 250 page long. Now I'm not going to edit it anymore because the whole point of the book was releasing it on 6th June. 6th June is Ajinkya's birthday, and on 18th June the World Test Championship final was going to be played. So I'd set myself that limit.
How did you?
I'd set myself a limit that 6th June is the last date where I'm going to release it, and I released it on Kindle. They provide this platform for everyone. Like you can release it as an ebook. It is not available as a paperback because paperback involves a lot of other factors. There's the printing cost. There's a lot of other things. So yeah, so it's a pretty difficult thing to publish. So publishing it as an ebook was an easy way out. And also currently, I don't think people are buying a lot of books. Ebook is a lot more convenient, so I released it as an ebook. And yeah, it mainly focuses on how great that series was, and it's not just about the series. It's not like you need to have a lot of cricket knowledge if you have to read the book. Even if you don't know a lot about cricket, you can still read it as a story, and it has a lot of things. Like we discussed that how Test cricket impacts your life is one of the things. How even a lot of historical references, how things have happened in the past, and I think people would enjoy it if they read it. And yeah, 250 pages seems a bit long, but yeah, it includes the.
It's like worth reading.
Yeah, it's worth reading. Like I feel because I myself have read it 6 to 7 times while editing. I've never sat because every time I start reading, I feel okay. Should I add something? Should I add something? And that is how it ended up being such a big book. But yeah, my friends read it and the reviews are good. A lot of people read it.
Great, man. How did you feel about that final match, India New Zealand? They lost.
I have not mentioned it in the book anywhere, but I was quite confident that India is going to.
You launched it.
Yeah, but I was quite confident that we are going to lose the match. Because
why? Because Ajinkya is.
Yeah. No. That would be a very controversial statement. But no, that was not the reason.
Okay.
The reason was because I had followed New Zealand team a little bit, and New Zealand is a kind of team. Firstly, they enjoy beating India. Like that is something they do a lot. They beat India in all formats. Yeah. Like in the T20 World Cup, they eliminated India twice from the same tournament. First by beating India, then by beating Afghanistan. They eliminated India twice. So they just enjoy eliminating India. So I was pretty sure. And And New Zealand is a kind of a team, you cannot afford making even a single mistake in front of them because they are just so consistent. You you see how they defeated England in the semi-final. Like
Hmm.
England was playing so well, but couple of mistakes and the game goes away. So New Zealand is just that kind of team. Plus, the conditions in England will always favor New Zealand more than India. So I was quite confident that New Zealand is going to win it. But still, we gave a pretty tough fight. We took it till the last day. At least we didn't get steamrolled. That was one of the achievement.
Hmm.
And yeah, I still feel we could have drawn the match if we would have not gone for the win on the last day. But then that's not how Virat Kohli function. He's the man who always wants to win. You know,
Agree, man.
I
Agree.
feel if he would have
Actually,
drawn the
see,
match,
that's what I don't know.
he would have considered it as a loss because he always wants a win. He's not someone who is satisfied with draws. And that approach works sometimes. It doesn't work sometimes. I feel this time it didn't work. We couldn't win the trophy, but I'm pretty happy. I still feel we were a pretty strong team, and we have another World Test Championship 2 years later, which I hope is an India-Pakistan match. Let's see how it goes because Pakistan are doing well as well, and
Yeah,
India
Babar,
need to.
Babar is performing well.
Yeah. Pakistan is doing pretty well.
Fair enough. Let's come back to the cat again.
I feel you are going to. You will have to edit a lot of stuff. You've been
Obviously,
talking a lot.
let's see, man. If it sounds interesting, we put it as it is, man. I just
Yeah.
have to see the video multiple times. And
I guess the I
like,
guess the whole point of like this is a podcast, right? This is not edited episode kind of thing. So if it's a podcast,
uh,
if people are there to listen, I generally the podcast which I listen to, they're never edited. You know,
yeah,
people just keep talking,
the essence of the
they
show.
they lose track totally.
Yeah.
They lose their track totally, but the listeners are still listening because they have a lot of free time. Like okay, yeah, just keep speaking. You know, that's the whole point of a podcast.
Even in the point of like the if you edit something now, you lose the essence of the show.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
good in
yeah.
a way, but if somebody enjoys podcast, they won't enjoy it. They feel like that basic
Huh.
that not of any importance thing. That kind of
Yeah.
definition also they want it somewhere. So
It comes down to attention span. You know, people who enjoy these 6 to 7 minutes videos, they will never opt
never,
to listen to a podcast.
never, never.
Yeah. And that is why I feel now I'm not sure if this is going to be audio or video, but most people enjoy. Okay, if it's a video, it's nice, but in audio, people just don't mind. They just plug in their earphones, keep their phone beside, and they just listen to it. They don't mind. Just keep speaking and listening.
True, true.
Yeah, so coming back.
Yeah, coming back to cat man. Okay, so what I also want to know is what is your mock? I mean, so what mocks you have given? Is it CL time IMS what was that?
Yeah.
And how
Last year I applied. Yeah, last year I applied for time as well as IMS because I have heard that they are different from each other,
okay.
and it's important that you give both of them. You know, just the variety is very important. So I applied for both of them, and both of them are excellent. And even this year I wanted to attempt both of them, but is my internet proper? They are telling me.
Yeah, everything is fine. Everything is fine. No issues.
Okay. I'll just repeat what I said.
Okay.
So yeah, this year also I wanted to apply for both of them, time and IMS, but I had, as you know, I had just 2 weeks of time, and so the minimum package of time was some 15 to 18 mocks. I don't remember, but I was like, no, this would be a bit too much to solve in 12 days, and I don't want to overburden myself. And IMS was offering some 12 mocks, I guess. So this time I went for IMS because that is more manageable. You know, it's like I should not set unreal targets for myself that I will solve a lot of mocks, and I don't like to waste anything. So I went for the smallest package available, that was IMS. And yeah, IMS, I always like their mocks. You know, they just feel they give you good scores. I feel like I got good scores in IMS as compared to time always. So I was like, if I were to keep my confidence level high, let's go for IMS. Let's just score well, be happy about myself, live in a bubble.
It worked for you.
Yeah. So yeah, again, but yeah, the main jokes apart, the main reason was that I had very limited time, so I went for the smallest package available and just gave that seriously.
Fair enough. And also we'll leave it to audience only whatever they want to choose because I believe CLT,
Yeah, see, I feel
everything is good.
yeah, exactly. Every mock test, obviously, because the people who make those mocks, they have a lot of research in this field. They themselves give the exam every year, and so they know how the paper works and
Exactly.
what are the trends. I'm not sure if they have any insider news or anything, but yeah, like those people are always pretty much on point. So any mock is always amazing. I'm not someone who would recommend a specific mock. I would just say that both the mocks which I gave, time and IMS, both were amazing. Both were crucial for preparation, and if you have the time, if you have the major resource is always time. If you have the time, then go for both the mocks, time as well as IMS. No, just to explore the variety. I won't comment about the other mock tests because I don't know, but there's career launcher. I guess there's crack you and a lot of mocks like that. I don't exactly know everyone, but yeah.
Okay. So basically, like let's go again, like back to that kind of thing, that kind of question. What sort of movies or what sort of TV series you're watching currently? Are you watching any, or it's like completely on books or what?
TV series.
You're
TV
watching?
series. I'm recently watching Parks and Recreations.
Okay.
It's pretty nice.
Which one? Which one?
And Parks and Recreation.
Okay. Is it there in some OTT or something?
Prime Video. It's available on Prime Video. And apart from that, one TV series that I've watched since my childhood and I watched till day is Tarak Mehta Ka Ulta Chashma.
Arey, dude,
Always,
big fan, bro. Jetalal,
always helps.
fan
Yeah,
club.
yeah. Always helps. Amazing, It just and the best part about it, it's going on for the entire day. So anytime you can just take a big 2-3 hour break and just watch it
Correct,
and
correct, bro.
like
Repeat the.
uh
I am damn sure because you seems like a big fan of Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma. So I'll tell you one thing. Ki, what I feel is ki, everybody who's a fan of CMKOC, they feel like old episode is the thing.
yeah.
Not anyone is not watching the like new episodes are like सबके सब
Like
old episodes are.
yeah, obviously old episodes are obviously better. New episodes are also, they're the thing is you look at rest of Indian TV.
Yeah,
You look at rest of Indian TV and you feel okay. The new episodes are also better than what they are showing
yeah,
in the other shows.
okay.
So the old episodes are like etched in gold,
Yeah, but
and
they are not.
obviously the
And they are trying to be very politically correct, very diplomatic. I just
yeah
want to see Jetha and Bhide fight. I want to see Jetha Iyer fight. I want to see Bhide Popat fight. Why they are not?
yeah
I want to see that. I want to see Jetha continuously flirting with Bhagat.
yeah. I guess the writers have changed, the directors have changed. There are a lot of changes in that aspect as well. So I guess that surely must have affected the quality of the show. But yeah, all in all, it's good that they are showing the old episodes.
Yeah, yeah, that is a good thing. Every time it's going on, man. Even anytime it's in the
Yeah,
sub TV, Tarak Mehta ka Ulta Chashma. Because
yeah. So I guess
yeah,
that constitutes most of my television watching because obviously it's already occupied by cricket. So in the rest of the time, it's this
any
Tarak
movie, any
Mehta.
movies or anything if you watching recently, any movie?
No, I didn't watch because the theaters were closed, and
OTT,
I prefer watching.
Netflix.
No, I didn't watch any movie on OTT of late. After Cat, I watched this 83. I
Oh,
watched 83 recently.
you watched it? Huh? I haven't watched it yet. I
Yeah,
have
it's
like
good.
seen
It's
the
good.
reviews. It's like a very good movie.
Yeah, obviously Kabir Khan, Ranveer Singh, so always good.
It has to be, man.
And personally, I was excited to watch Hardy Sandhu more than anyone else.
Yeah,
He's
so
playing the role of
whose character is playing Hardy Sandhu?
yeah, he's playing the role of Madan Lal, and
Okay.
I just wanted to see how he acts. Not just him, like he's one of the singers, and even that Amy work guy, he's also doing the
Because he's also-
Balwinder Singh Sadhu. Yeah. So like I was more interested because I have heard their songs and I like their songs a lot. So I just wanted to see how they act, and yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I guess every actor has done his role perfectly.
Okay, great, man. I always I want to see that 83 movie just for that one scene that when Kapil Dev scored it, which is not recorded.
Yeah.
See how they have recreated it. Right?
Yes.
Is that scene is good?
Obviously, the thing is, like, I don't want to give a lot of spoilers, but I can just tell you this much that they have focused on the World Cup than anything else. Like, nothing before that, nothing after that. No, it's just about the World Cup. So that gave them more time to more time to talk about every match individually. So I guess I have covered everything. It's a pretty good watch. Everyone should watch it. And as I told you, the book or the series on which I have written my book, I feel if there is any story that tops the story of that series, then it is the '83 World Cup. You know,
Great.
these two are my favorite stories of all time. So
The worst thing is
surely,
like the main match, the that particular match is not recorded, man. That's the
yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah,
I'm
because
scared.
simultaneously Australia versus West Indies was going on. So people were like, who would watch India versus Zimbabwe? So the telecast, the broadcasters, they just didn't telecast that match at all.
Rest is history.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
watch it, man. Watch ATC.
I like
Everything is good.
immediately watch it. Somehow then I didn't get a chance to go to theater and after it's closed down. Is it in any OTT currently? No, no.
No, they said they will release it on OTT only after 8 weeks of releasing it in theaters. So there's a lot of time, but
Okay,
it will be there by February, March. If
okay.
possible, watch it in theaters because there are people and they just randomly start cheering and dancing in the theaters. So
Moment.
that experience, yeah, that experience you won't get on OTT.
Obviously, not. I'll definitely. I have
And I watched it in
tried the
3D.
MS Dhoni movie.
I watched it in 3D. So when the West Indian bowlers were bowling those balls,
Okay.
it just felt like it's hitting my head. So yeah, do watch it in 3D. Do watch it in theaters.
Okay, great man, great. So also in the part where like, actually, what were your media interaction after you scored that 100 percentile? What was the game? It's like a lot of people reach
Uh,
3D. What is the thing?
Yeah, so I remember in one evening I gave some 5 to 6 interviews on the trot on call.
Okay.
And apart from that, yeah, so I got the media assignments. I guess that was the main evening, and then everyone made their own article on it, and obviously everyone,
Did you get a
yeah.
chance
So
to
there were
like give an interview to mainstream media, like the bigger media, like big news channels or something like that?
big news channel, Times of India were going to contact me, but apparently they had some issues in their team. I guess some COVID scare, so they couldn't get a chance. But then they got my questionnaire from some other channel and printed something. I'm not sure, but yeah. Otherwise, big media. I guess Indian Express was there. I don't remember. There were just 4 to 5 newspapers on the trot. I don't remember all the names. I just went to their articles later.
Big Hindi news channel like Aaj Tak, India TV, Z
No,
News.
no, no, no. Indian Hindi news channels are very busy because the two major news going on right now currently that UP elections are there,
Hmm.
and obviously the under 18 vaccine thing.
Yeah.
So actually the day of CAT result was the same as the day when under 18 vaccine started.
Okay.
So they were pretty busy in covering that. So they never really covered the CAT results.
Okay.
So no news channels, just the newspapers and some online YouTube videos. Yeah.
So great, man, great. So just also we need to understand what's are your future goals, aspirations. What you're targeting? Means is it like you're searching for some managerial position job after MBA, or is it
Mhm.
you start your startup entrepreneurship? What's that?
Startup entrepreneurship. No, I don't have a lot of goals like that in mind. I want to complete my studies, and during the course of studies, I will get to know what I want exactly. I'm not planning a lot. I'm not planning a lot in the future, but obviously, my main goal would be if there is some job where I can combine my skills with my passion for cricket. That would be my dream job. But yeah, I'm not thinking a lot about it right now. I just want to study well. I want to know all the concepts, and there's still a lot of time for me to decide.
Okay. No, this entrepreneurship thing came in my mind because I thought you writing book, you're publishing, like putting it in Amazon and this whole thing. So I thought there's somewhere
Yeah, yeah.
there in you to say something.
See, yeah. So as I told you, if I can do something where I can use my knowledge along with this cricket thing, then that would be perfect. Then I would think of something else. But no, I don't have any hard made plans so far. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, man. Great, great, man. Nice to know. So, basically, if you want to tell something more about like this, Ajinkya Bharat, and like, what's the price? What's the price in a movie? What?
It's 130 rupees
Is it
ebook
specifically
because
ended about the costing of that thing, or is it
no,
completely?
no, 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 no. I just tried to find out that how much would people be willing to pay and how much it actually is. Is it actually, because I cannot just say that, yeah, I will sell it at 300 rupees. Why would we buy it at 300 rupees? Then what if I price it at 50 rupees? And that's just too low, I don't think.
Okay, got it, got it. Somewhere in
So I just,
between, like not that high, not that low, somewhere in between.
yeah, like
Okay.
this is something I feel that this is worth, like that price should justify, like even I should feel right. I have put a lot of efforts in it. So what price justifies it? I feel I have put 129 rupees worth of efforts. So that is the
I
price.
have no clue how you calculated that.
No, and obviously, like I'm not. See, this is why I'm doing MBA. I want to learn how to price my product. Uh,
Nice. Amazing answer, man. I loved it, man. The way drag it down to that. No, I definitely want to clear their interviews, man. So I also this particular thing came in my mind as ki how did you like put it in the Amazon? Isn't there some process of like
no, they have a very smooth platform called Kindle Direct Publishing.
there is no
So
need to have the GST number or nothing else. It's just
they
you.
provide it. They provide us everything. You just have to tell them the script of your book. You have to send them the cover, and they take care of everything else. That the whole point of Kindle Direct Publishing is encouraging authors who don't have a lot of experience. So yeah,
It's that simple. Huh? What is the
it's pretty simple.
commission in this book section? What's their
Sorry,
com-
sorry.
What's their commission? What's the commission of Amazon?
I guess 30% or something.
30%.
Yeah, yeah. I
For
mean, obviously, I guess it's worth it because they're skipping a lot of the process because the publishers they would have taken much
yeah,
bigger cut, I feel.
agree, 100%.
Plus and the whole point of ebooks is avoiding the printing costs. So I feel it's good enough.
Somebody like
And
right.
anyway, the whole point of writing a book was never earning money. So I guess it's fine. Now, if I'm doing this commercially,
99.66.
yeah, I guess that is the best. That is the best amount I could have received in return. My results. It's worth everything.
Okay, so you can tell us that how many like it's like sold, how many like the particular ebook how much.
They don't give a lot of details about it. It's very vague. So, but yeah, I now like the people. No, they have some system. I have never explored it. They just send the royalties and they just say that we will send it afterward. And there is some system. I have not studied a lot. In the start, I used to be very inquisitive about it, and I just stopped checking it. So, yeah, like I will check it someday if I have to ever, if I'm ever thinking of starting the paperback version, or if I'm ever going to print a second version or something, then maybe that time I will just inquire about all this. Like right now, I didn't pay a lot of attention after I got busy in other projects like my website. I got busy in my website, and
I
in
believe
that I
second,
made some changes.
I believe second book's title will be Kohli's 71st century. Maybe.
The wait for only 71st century.
Sorry, what?
The wait for that century. That should be the
Ah,
title.
yeah, wait. That's
It's been
last
like
2 years,
2 years.
any right? From last 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Somewhere I feel
It's
very terribly bad about Kohli. I don't know why. I just feel very bad. He don't deserve all this thing. He's a great player, man. He's a great player. I don't know why this thing is
yeah.
going through tough period, man.
He'll come back. He'll come back. He'll come back.
King, he's a king, man. He'll definitely come back. So
Yeah.
I think we should end it over here. Only we had a lot of discussion about cat and also other thing, man. Okay, so
Yes.
we'll do one thing. We'll put down in the description. We'll put down the link for your book. Just share it with me. I'll put it down over here. So thank you so much.
Sure.
Did you enjoy this podcast? Would you like to say a few kind words to us if you liked it?
It's good. It's good. It was pretty light. It was not like the newspaper interviews where they're always in your face and they want you to say the things which they want to print.
Okay.
It was nothing like that. It was pretty light, and it was just like an interaction. Like, and I didn't prepare a lot. like, I have to give, I have to be conscious, the camera is going to be on me. Never. I was just having a light-hearted chat, because that's the whole point. Just chat with champions, not interview. It's not interrogation of champions. So yeah, that was the whole point.
Felt it felt. Thank you so much, buddy. So let's wrap it over here only. Thank you so much, guys,
Yeah.
for watching this particular podcast. If you like this, please hit the like button. You know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe. You can subscribe to this particular channel if you want to watch more such champions coming to our channel. It's a very new channel with very low budget. As you can see, my background and everything, it's a super low budget. I do want to improve on my like cameras and like mic and everything. I want to give a lot of goodies to our guest also, which Soham also must be thinking he hasn't given me anything. But I do want to do it in the coming times. So thank you so much for watching. Chalo. Bye bye, man.